the Tall Blacks heading into the fourth quarter. Corey Webster was on fire, but Paddy Mills off the bench, a late call-up due to injury, was the inspiration for Andre Lemanos and the Boomers. Tonight, they hold a 12-point advantage, heading into TSB Bank Arena for game number 2. Welcome along, everybody, to one of the biggest basketball games this country has seen in a long time between two storied rivals in this part of the world. Welcome to my co-commentator, Casey Frank. And Casey, we are looking forward to this all day long.
Oh, we've been waiting for it for so long. You know, seeing it in person here on New Zealand soil with the crowd behind him, it just gets so exciting. I can feel the competitive juices just flowing and bubbling. I don't know if I made the right choice coming over here to do some commentary. I might be a little bit of a loss for words.
I do not blame you. It is a great atmosphere in here. They are packed to the rafters at TSB Bank Arena. It's not quite Rod Laver Arena, sure, but it is home for Wellington basketball, and they have sold this venue out, which is great to see as they go through the introductions of the Australian team for the local crowd. And here is the team list, and of course Australia coming in with 4 NBA talented players, from Andrew Bogut, who didn't have quite an influential game as much as everybody expected. It was all Paddy Mills, who was in for the injured Dante Exum, who did his ACL in Europe. And of course, Matthew Dellavedova, a terror on both ends, Case.
Yeah, certainly always difficult to see that, but tons of talent, not only from the NBA, from top-level EuroLeague teams as well. Besiktas playing at the highest level in Lithuania as well. I mean, these guys are a fantastically talented team.
Bairstow as well, the 4th NBA star on that Boomers team. Here is the New Zealand team list. Unchanged, obviously, from Melbourne. Isaac Fortu looking for an influential game for him. Big on the boards in Melbourne, looking for more scoring output. And this team led by the heart and soul of it, Mika Vakona, but Corey Webster, the main offensive threat. They look forward to get him open as much as possible as we stand at TSB Bank Arena for the anthems of Australia and New Zealand.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you remain standing as we hear the New Zealand national anthem sung by Le Art.
E hoa atua o ngā iwi matura ata whakarongona me aroha noa kia hua ko te
wonderful renditions of the national anthems of Australia and New Zealand. There's the tradition of exchanging gifts and pleasantries before the game is over.
Because you don't want to give them after the game. Everybody's got bad blood after that.
Now it's time for the haka, which after Melbourne went viral very quickly. And they've really taken it upon themselves to give it a tall black spin. How are you feeling after that, Casey? Ex-player and all.
A little excited.
A little excited, to say the least. 3 minutes away from tip-off. And let's go to the coach interviews with Paul Henare and assistant coach of the Boomers, Trevor Gleeson.
Paul Henare at 13 points, but a win would be nice as well. What adjustments have you made?
Well, we'll see tonight. You know, there's a few things we could have done defensively a little bit better. Paddy Mills got open for a couple of looks that we want to take away. David Anderson as well on those pick and pops, so we'll look to make those adjustments and see how we go.
You needed just some three-pointers to drop in Melbourne. Have you felt good shooting-wise in the couple of days in between?
Yeah, I think the boys are looking forward to coming home and shooting on the home rims. You know, the boys are feeling confident. We've got a lot of good looks, and we just need to knock those down.
It's a unique situation, advantage points-wise. How do you start the game?
Yeah, well, look, we know there's going to be a lot of heat in the battle. You know, New Zealand are a formidable side, and especially playing over here in Wellington, we know it's going to be hot really early, so hopefully we're nice and calm and methodical of what we're trying to do.
What adjustments have you made from the game on Saturday night, Trevor?
Yeah, a few offensively. They really disrupted us, and certainly in the half-court area, so we want to make sure that we're getting quality shots and our big guys are touching the ball a little bit more.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yes, Australia have the luxury of a 12-point buffer that the Tall Blacks, much to their chagrin, they slip a little bit in the final minutes of the game, while the loss was almost in doubt. So close with 3 points, and then Rob Lowe missed 3, and then the gates sort of opened a little bit for the Boomers, and it got away in them, the Tall Blacks at the end, Casey.
Well, it's that trickle-down effect at that point in the game. You're trying so hard to stay close, and 1 second you're thinking about winning, and all of a sudden you have to think about the score differential. And we heard Andre Lamanis talking about we're not concerned with losing by less than 12. You can't go into games with that kind of mindset and still be able to be at your utmost competitively. So they're coming out to win. New Zealand knows what they have to do. They have to come out, they have to win each quarter by 3. But when you look at it like that, it doesn't seem so insurmountable. It seems like it's a possibility they can do. If they can have some threes, drop early, I think it'll give them a lot of help.
A slight change to your starting 5 for Australia. Goulding and Dellavedova will be in the backcourt. Andrew Bogut, the centre, and Cam Bairstow and Brian Brokoff will be your starting 5. And for the New Zealanders, Kenny and Webster are your starting backcourt. Abercrombie, Vicona, and Fortu. Undersized, yes, but it's about...
Same as it ever was.
It's about desire, Casey.
You know, we walk through airports as a team. We feel pretty good about going places undersized. You know, when teams don't know you're a basketball team, that can hit the confidence a little bit, but it's all part of the mystique of the Tall Blacks, playing above their size, playing above their talent level.
Now your referees for tonight. Michael Aylan, a very experienced referee from this part of the world, the Australian. On screen there, We're about to get underway. Quarter number 1, game number 2. This Tall Blacks crowd fired up. The home court advantage was enjoyed in Melbourne by over 16,000 people at Rod Laver Arena tonight. The humble TSB Bank Arena in Wellington sees the return of the Tall Blacks. After a series against South Korea last year, it's a rare test match against the Australians just 6 years ago. The Tall Blacks enjoyed one of their finest performances over the Australians, winning 100-78. Game number 2. Now we're down in single digits. You were there, Casey. What was that like?
It's something that you can't really describe until you're into it. You know, being a part of it, feeling it on the court is a way different thing than watching it tonight. I don't know, but it certainly gives some hope when you look back in the past and say, hey, it's been done before. Why can't we do it again? Why not us? That's always the question. Why not us?
Why not us is a very, very good question if you're a New Zealand fan. Almost underway.
Oh, bad throw. Everybody's excited.
Andrew Bogut thought it was going Australia's way as a result. Isaac Fortu giving up a couple of inches to say the least. And another jump ball.
0 for 2.
Even the referee is nervous a little bit.
0 for 2. You can't go 0 for 3.
Tim Brown, the third referee, has got a wry smile on his face. He's like, thank goodness it's not me. And then just a few nerves to be calm. We're just going to put some time back on the clock. No.
Paul Henare was arguing that call. Didn't like it. Did not change the mind of Michael Ayland, though.
Good news, people. We're underway.
And basketball.
It's Bairstow up top. Goulding back from Europe. And a whistle down low already as Andrew Bogut was fighting for position with Isaac Fortu. And it could be a long night if that is going to happen.
If you're going to call that foul and that kind of contact, it's really going to be, it's nearly impossible for New Zealand to win. That kind of physicality happens on every play of a basketball game.
It's Matthew Dellavedova to Chris Goulding, who squares up, and the illegal screen is set by Andrew Bogut.
Tim Brown says, well, I'm going to call it one way, I'm going to call it the other. Gets Andrew Bogut for an illegal screen, and that's something that Andrew Bogut does a lot of. He is one of the best screeners in the NBA. That's one of the reasons Golden State was so good this season, his ability to get others open.
One of the best seasons in the NBA regular season with Bogut in the starting lineup, and then in the NBA Finals, of course. Small ball winning the day as Tom Abercrombie gets an early touch and an early look and an early bucket.
And that's a called play. They want to get him involved early. They want him playing better than he did game 1.
Too easy for Ryan Broekhoff. Just the head and shoulder fake, and here comes Abercrombie the other way.
Thomas Abercrombie just lost his footing, opens a lane. Broekhoff, obviously too good a player to have that kind of look early in the game.
Abercrombie looking for Kenny. Kenny had a fine game for the Tall Blacks. Under 10. Here's Mika Vakona on Cam Bairstow. Kicks it out. Webster, long 2, front of the rim.
Great look, great offense, very patient, found the shooter out top, just weren't able to convert. Kind of the same story as Melbourne.
Dellavedova drives, gets the bump on Kenny. The separation is just superb from Dellavedova.
And if you could have seen that play by Bogut there, he grabs Isaac Fotu's arm so he can't get there for the help side defense.
If you love big man play, just watch Andrew Bogut operate on the court. He is a master of all the tricks. Former NBA #1 pick. It's Webster looking to get free. 2 boomers close out on him, but Corey Webster does not care for your defense.
That's one of Corey Webster's favorite plays. You toss it into the post, the defender guarding him relaxes a little bit, and he just comes off a little handoff rub screen, wide open look.
Bairstow gets the pick from Goulding and McKee and uses it to his advantage. Nice play from the boomers as Isaac Fortu caught an elbow.
Just bleeding just a little bit, no big deal. Gonna get a little bit of time to try and fix it. No, he's going straight out the side. Rob Lowe checks in for him, and Isaac Fotu, a lot of physicality early for him. Gonna have to try and stop that bleeding quickly because already they're looking inside deeply. Rob Lowe's coming in now. Doesn't have he has more size than the other big men that New Zealand has, but doesn't have quite the same strength. And the catches right now too low. Rob Lowe's really gonna have to dig deep to force these Australian bigs out of the paint.
Back underway. Chris Goulding on Kenny. Webster, Dellavedova all over him. Gets the handoff from low. Just needs a sliver of daylight to get that shot off. As the rebound is controlled by the Boomers. Dellavedova puts it up for Bairstow, and the rejection of that pass from low is nice.
A great read by Rob Lowe as Mika Vukona gets fouled at half court with a professional foul by Chris Goulding, but excellent read by Rob Lowe to get his hand in there as a weak side help. Or actually as a ball to get back. Wow, fantastic play, even better than I thought, being the help on the on ball there, sitting in the key and being able to rack in time to take away that lob is a fantastic play for Rob Lowe.
Webster kicks it out. Good ball movement. Abercrombie, step back three.
Excellent look. Looked like it was going. The entire crowd thought the same thing.
Here comes Matthew Dellavedova. Slight hesitation up for Bogut. Trying to use that height advantage that they enjoy. Bogut, one of the best passing big man you'll see. Looking for a cutter, gets it back. 8 to shoot. Bogut, a little hook. Bairstow with the board. Aussie with another 14 seconds to shoot.
The stop isn't enough, though. You have to get the rebound. It's so much to ask with the size and talent of these bigs, but you have to do the job. You have to finish it, too.
Dellavedova drives hard, and he is fouled.
Dellavedova, seeing the evolution of his game over the years, came in as strictly a defender, not much of an offensive player, but the way he runs the pick and roll now with such a plum, it's just a fantastic thing to watch. His ability to draw the big defender and open up that space for the lob or hit difficult runners on the run.
Matthew Dellavedova in the NBA playoffs, it was starting to reach peak insanity.
It was there.
It was there. We were getting towards what Jeremy Lin enjoyed a few years ago.
It's amazing what you can do when you're the plucky underdog. You could have 15 points and everybody thinks you scored 1,000.
With all due respect to Matthew Dellavedova, with a slightly funky jump shot and maybe an oversized mouth guard, he captured the imagination of NBA fans around the world as Abercrombie goes high and puts it hard off the glass.
A lack of his aggression coming out early, really looking for the rim, not settling for letting the offense come to him.
The pass is wild, and it's New Zealand with the ball. And a foul, and I think that might be on Andrew Bogut, number 2.
Yeah, Andrew Bogut getting called away. Good call by Tim Brown. He certainly was trying to impede the progress of Mika Vukona on that break, and Andrew Bogut's going to go to the paint. But now comes in David Anderson, who's an even better offensive player than Andrew Bogut, except for maybe the passing. If you see that turnover there, hands and passing lanes. Tall Black's very active with the hands. That's not where the foul was. Corey Webster went away from the basketball. Andrew Bogut got called for getting tangled up with Mika Vukona.
We talk about the 4 NBA players, but David Anderson is a former Houston Rocket player with Rob Lowe setting the illegal pick up high, and he's called for the foul for New Zealand.
And I would figure a guess that if David Anderson wanted to be in the NBA right now, he could be. It's quite possible that he prefers playing in Europe, might make more money over there, but certainly a player of that talent and caliber, as we see Rob Lowe just putting the butt out on that screen. Got to be careful. They're looking for that illegal contact away from the ball.
Patty Mills in the game for Australia. There's Matthew Dellavedova, and that is nothing but nylon.
And that funky jump shot that drops. You know, these guys playing the NBA get used to playing from a little bit deeper. You got to extend that defense a little further.
Abercrombie drives on Brokoff, hangs in the air, and he's hit by Bairstow on the back. With Australia enjoying an 11-4 lead, coming up on 4 minutes gone in this first quarter.
And if you don't watch the score, it feels closer than that, but they've had a few more opportunities at the free throw line, 2 attempts, none for the Tall Blacks, and have made the 1-3. So right now, not a bad pace for the New Zealand, but they have to start converting. Love that aggressiveness by Thomas Abercrombie, as he'd already taken 3 shots on the evening.
Brock Motum's in the game for Australia. Lindsay Tate checks in for Jared Kenny. It's on the floor for Australia. There's Mills and Dellavedova in the backcourt. Brokoff, Motum, and Anderson. Abercrombie at the line. Silence at TSB Bank Arena.
It's eerie.
It is very eerie.
It's eerie seeing 4,000 people not make a sound.
They'll need the crowd tonight, will the Tall Blacks. They'll feed off the energy in this arena. Webster on Mills. The switch is Motum. Barely grazes the iron, if at all. And Tate has the ball. Vukona looking for a handoff. Spins. Seen that before. Kicks it out to Rob Lowe.
Got to look to shoot that ball on the catch. Open look. Got to take advantage.
Tate the look away to Vukona. 8 to shoot. Here comes Webster. Webster's hounded by Paddy Mills. Gets it back, rolls out of bounds. New Zealand ball with 2 to shoot.
And look at that hustle by Matthew Dellavedova. Lincoln Corey Webster works so hard. The energy he's expending on the defensive end for most players would prevent them from being good offensively, but not him. He seems to have an unquenchable energy in that body of his.
So 2 on the shot clock. Just going to mop up where the sweat is.
Only 2 seconds to get this shot off. Going to have to be pretty quick here. Can be sure that Australia's going to be on the lookout for a lob. Don't want to give that one up at the easy one with the rim. So for the Tall Blacks to get the ball in the hands of Corey Webster, if they can, avoid this tough defense of Matthew Dellavedova. Fixing the net on the far end, another little delay. The net was caught up after that Dellavedova 3.
What can they get? Here come the Tall Blacks. Webster way out, puts it up.
And look at that, the hustle pays off.
Yeah, and guess who's down there? It's Mika Vakona.
Weird that. Strange how he seems to be involved in a lot of those plays around the rim with the hustle. You know, you read a lot about it if you're a Tall Blacks fan. They talk about it's all about effort and we have to believe in that, but it's not just a party line. It's something they truly feel in themselves.
Catch and shoot from Webster, way short on that one. And Ryan Brokoff just kept going, and he had Mika Vakona stuck to him like Velcro.
Well, that's a Mika Vakona special there in a place where nobody expects him to be. Takes the shoulder right to the chest in the charge. Here we see it. Hustling it in after the rebound, fights off the box out, somehow slides over. I mean, that's an amazing agility there to get your feet far enough over and actually take that charge in that short amount of time is impressive, and Brokoff can do nothing but smile about it.
11-6. Tate finds Abercrombie. There's a lot of contact off the ball tonight. And the pass is wild from Tom Abercrombie.
Well, it's not just the contact. They're actually grabbing guys' arms and jerseys. They're trying to come off screens. That's something that you can't miss as an official. That's an easy call.
I was being more circumspect, Casey, but sure.
That's not my job here.
Paddy Mills has the ball. Under 5 in the first quarter to go. Dellavedova puts it up, floater. David Anderson, just easy as you like. And that will be a timeout. TV timeout as well, halfway through the first quarter. And Australia, after that bucket, enjoy a 7-point lead, which at this corresponding juncture of the first quarter in Melbourne was what the Tall Blacks had.
Here you see that action by Dellavedova. Does such a good job of making plays look like a pass or a shot. You can't tell, but David Anderson doesn't give up on the play. He's on the rim, and just one of the bevy of players that Australia has, 6'10" or above. It's so difficult to keep those guys going. Worrying about the Dellavedova drive, got to worry about the Anderson rebound as well.
And we have 4 fouls now, so if we foul them, they're on the foul line. So we're smart with showing our hands. Great job chasing through everything. The next time down, we get it, we're pushing, no problems. It's kick ahead. So come down in motion. All right, come down in motion. Paddy, go ahead. You curl off this. This is Brock Modem. This is David Anderson. Hit Paddy, okay? Brock, you post up. Go off. Paddy, you throw it in. Dave Anderson, come and get you on the little pop screen. Okay? If you don't have it, re-screen and Brock's got you on a handoff. Where is it? End out here. Okay. This one go with a goal back to the pack. Goal back to the pack. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Matthew Dellavedova leads all scorers with 7. The Tall Blacks, 2 of 8. And the Boomers, 5 of 8. 7 rebounds already for Australia, just the 1 for the Kiwis.
And you can see it right now. Australia has really dominated physically so far. They've done a good job of taking the crowd out of the game early on. This is a pretty excited crowd. They're pretty pumped up. But a 7-point lead early has kind of dampened some of those hopes. The Tall Blacks need to go on a bit of a run here to try and get this crowd back into it and feed off their energy.
Back out with the same 5 for New Zealand. Adam Gibson's in the game for Dellavedova for Australia. And here's Corey Webster. It's got David Anderson on him. Corey Webster. Oh, my goodness. That is something you roll in 2K15 when you don't know what you're doing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Corey Webster with the ball in his hands can do some special things. And that might not look like the most amazing, but that was a very difficult shot he just hit.
Paddy Mills loses the handle. New Zealand ball, and I'm only talking about using the game. I'm not talking about Corey Webster. He knew exactly what he was doing. That's Corey Webster's game right there.
He loves it. He loves to have the ball in his hand, being able to dribble and create space. And out of the timeout, the defensive intensity has been picked up. They're stretching the wings a little bit further for Australia, and ends up in a turnover that time off a reasonably bad pass by Adam Gibson.
Offensive foul as Corey Webster pushed off, I believe.
Yeah, Corey Webster he's getting a little frustrated with all the contact, which is something that can happen when you're being played very physically by guards trying to keep you away from the ball. All you're trying to do is get a little open, but the push off of the shoulder is pretty easy to spot if you're looking for it as an official.
When you're one of the most dynamic scorers this country's pretty much produced, you're going to get a lot of attention, especially when your former coach is your opposing coach. As Mills kicks it out to Anderson. Anderson, the big man. Brock Bodum over the top of Isaac Fotu. Oh, another call goes against Australia. So the referee's been pretty fair at the moment, you have to say.
Seems to go, I think both teams would have a little bit to complain about. Nobody knows what's going on, but Isaac Fotu going the line for free throws in the bonus, really working hard. He was there to keep Mottram off the glass there. It's such a difficult ask for him, giving up so much size, but Isaac Fotu, an incredibly strong player. Here he comes on the rotation, gets locked in, keeps trying to box out, and Mottram probably a little bit unfortunate to get that call there, but he got locked in early, knocked off Isaac Fotu off balance. So the officials being very wary of contact away from the basketball.
Didn't go to the free throw line in Melbourne, did Isaac Fotu. 6 points, 10 boards for the player.
And what a rebounder he's become. Had some monster rebounding games on the Tall Blacks tour of Europe and China. I mean, 16, 18 rebounds was a pretty regular thing for him. And fantastic thing to have for a guy who can play the big, but also can guard threes.
Anderson in the post, low on him. And as Lindsay Tate chases Adam Gibson through the key, he's called for the foul.
It's an interesting game right now being called because some of the stuff's being extremely physical. Others, they're calling touch fouls. So it's very difficult, I think, for the players to adjust. We've got a couple of players from this league, a couple of officials from the Australian League in the NBL, and then a couple of an official here as well that's come from elsewhere. I'm not sure exactly where he's from, but certainly a different style of basketball being played. A lot more of in Europe, the grabs, the holds are more likely to be called.
Everard Bartlett and Ruben Tarangi are in the game. Webster takes a seat.
Got Brad Newley checking into the game now, his first sighting of the game. That's how talented this team is. We barely even mentioned a guy like Brad Newley coming off the bench. He's been a fantastic player for years for the Boomers and playing at a very high level in Europe as well.
It is Tarangi, drives, the finger roll. 4-2 and low, fighting for the rebound. Here comes Gibson. Mills wants his hand up, but it's Brock Motum who runs the floor hard down the middle as Mills went to the corner.
Good shots on one end, but Australia is so fast, in particular when Patty Mills is in the game at that 2 spot of getting down the court and creating that opportunity for Mottram on the break.
Bartlett. Here's Ruben Tarangi, 6 to shoot. This is not quite the offensive execution Pohanare wanted, but he'll take the bucket as he likes.
Ruben Tarangi, I think he's just scratched the surface of the type of player he can become. He's so strong physically, got such a great eye for getting to the basket.
Mills turns the corner, floater. Oh yes, Patty Mills.
Nothing but class on that one. Patty Mills, you think you got him beat, took away the jumper, but he's so good, he hits that one.
He's rehabbing his shoulder in Los Angeles. And Dante Exum went down with an ACL in Europe, and Patty Mills answered the call. His take bounce pass to Lowe with the finish. Rob Lowe with a strong move off the nice bounce pass.
And perfect execution, ran the ball from side to side, came in off a on ball, drew the defense in to create that shot. Good finish by Rob Lowe.
Australia is down by 5. 19-14 as Anderson's up high. 4 to shoot. Here comes Patty Mills. Patty Mills challenged nicely by Tarangi. A big rebound by Isaac Fotu. That's the kind of stop New Zealand needs. Fotu with the handoff to Teirangi. Tate drives on Paddy Mills. Kick out to Bartlett. Lefty. In and out.
Great looks right now for New Zealand. Got to have some of those drop to have a chance to get the result they desire.
They certainly do. 4-2 with another board. New Zealand was 7 of 27 from deep in Melbourne.
Athletic move by Brad Newley. I'm impressed by the miss. Covered some ground in the air there.
Here comes Tarangi. That is way short. Rob Lowe, he tips it. Paddy Mills has it. Here comes the spur. Lost the handle a little bit, recovers. David Anderson skipped past to Newley. Newley can't get that shot to drop, and Poinare remonstrating with the referee.
Didn't like that, or what he thought was an illegal screen on the baseline, but he's just working the refs, trying to get those calls later in the game.
Under a minute to go in this first quarter. Australia up 5. That means New Zealand needs to win by 13, so really they're down by 18 as Tate can't get the bucket, and it's hit as he goes down. He's slowish to get up.
Opportunity here for the Boomers on the break.
Motum down low. And Brock Motum is fouled.
I think that foul was on Isaac Fotu. Might be his third. Or sorry, second. That's his second there. And the hustle getting back when Lindsay Tate went down. So difficult for 4 men to try and defend a 5. Did a pretty decent job of it, but Motham still going to the line.
Vakona and Abercrombie check in. So on the floor, along with Corey Webster, is Everard Bartlett and Isaac Fotu.
I think the pace right now is something that New Zealand likes, but the ends of these quarters is when Australia really looks to start breaking, really pushes the tempo well as the quarters, halves, and game are closing down, as we saw in Melbourne at the end of that one when they just pulled away. So that's really when I think New Zealand's got to keep those eyes up and really look to stop those fast break opportunities.
Motum makes the lead 7. And we've got Nathan Jawai coming in.
It's a big man.
A Torres Strait Islander. He is a big man. He has spent his career in Europe, does Nathan. I think he was...
He's played at a high level for quite a long time over there.
Picked up by, I think it was the Raptors early on in his career.
Spent a couple years there trying to develop into an NBA level talent.
6 to shoot. With 7 on the game clock. Webster over Jawai. And another shot on the outside of the rim and barely grazes the net, and that is a shot clock violation because it did not touch any irons. So 1.4 seconds to go in this first quarter. Australia ball. Brad Newley to inbound. Looking for someone to get open. Gibson. He'll heave it. Up it goes. And that'll do it. Quarter number 1 is over. Australia leading by 7. And when you put it into the computer, that tells me they need to win by 20. The Tall Blacks need to claw back 20 points to have a chance of going to the Rio Olympics next year. That is what's on the line tonight. Australia enjoying a 12-point win in Melbourne, and that is the advantage they enjoy coming into this game.
Well, decent looks. I think the correct tempo that they'd be looking for, but just once again, unable to hit the shot. 17 opportunities, only hitting 5 of them, 29%, and no threes as of yet. Here we see some of those looks there throughout. Thomas Abercrombie started off early with the runner. Looking out to come out a lot more aggressive in the last game, but broke off on the other side. There's not that broke on that layup, really getting it done there. Dellavedova doing so well, takes that physicality, just such a physical player as a point guard position, really affected. Corey Webster with one of his favorite shots in the handoff on the baseline. But Dellavedova is not to be outdone, defending him on one end, scoring on the other. Australia's got to be pretty satisfied with where they are right now, shooting 50% from the field, getting to the line at a good clip and playing fantastic defense.
Yeah, New Zealand's shooting percent of 29% isn't going to cut it in a game like this. Australia enjoying the advantage, almost 2-1 on the boards.
The turnover game not too bad for either team. Expect about that level in the game that played at this level. But certainly some room for improvement for New Zealand. Australia, on the other hand, they got to be happy with what they're doing. Probably just want to keep going back to that well and see if they can't put 80 points up on the board.
And then we're back to normal. They've run this 6 times with a dribble handoff. Stay the process, boys. Stay the process. Defense, energy, commitment to defense. face forwards. Keep mind your face. And if we don't have it, then find our points. Here we go, fellas. Keep thinking up. Keep thinking up.
There we see it coming out for quarter number 2. One thing that the TVs need to do a good job of is not get focused in on that 12-point deficit this early in the game. Then job number 1 is try and get a win. You look up now, you think 7, you start thinking 20 points the rest of the way. You're going to dig yourself a hole that you cannot get out of mentally. You have to think of it as any other game, and if you get that 12-point deficit in the end, that's great. But first and foremost, go for the win.
Also on the line tonight, the Al Ramsey Shield, which is always contested between Australia and New Zealand. Obviously, the bigger prize tonight is direct qualification to the Rio Olympics. We're underway in the second quarter. Abercrombie, tough 2-point shot, a deep 2 as well.
I'll tell you what, there are no easy looks for the Tall Blacks right now. Australia is playing fantastic defense, really extending themselves out on that perimeter, affecting those shots.
Gibson waves away Ja White. Anderson comes out. Anderson can't get that to drop, but Brad Newley just swoops in, tips it, and Australia get another 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Just cut through those blockouts like a knife. So quick and athletic getting to the rim for that tip.
Now, this will be interesting. Nathan Ja White with Mika Vakona on him.
Mika Vakona's too strong.
Ja White, as the shot clock expires. Just a big man with a soft touch.
Soft touch with a fadeaway. What a difficult shot to finish with time pressure to boot.
Abercrombie, more aggressive tonight from what we saw in Melbourne.
Good looks, good effort on the boards, but just not coming to fruition in terms of points and rebounds at the moment.
Here's Anderson back to Gibson. Ja White going back to that perceived mismatch of travel as well. Mika Vakona just standing his ground.
Oh, wow.
I reckon they're about as strong as each other.
That's possible. Jawai, when he was a young player in the NBL, playing for Cairns, I remember playing against him and just being amazed by his level of physicality. I'm certain hasn't taken a backward step in quite some time, but Mika Vakona, he gets low, and he's certainly much stronger than his size would figure.
Brad Newley read that play, and Abercrombie gets it back. Tip though, so...
Can't rest with Brad Newley in those wings. He's out there trying to get them steals.
Webster, kick out. Kenny, that shot was there in Melbourne. Can it fall for him? Fotu goes up to get that board. New Zealand get a rare offensive rebound.
Good effort by Isaac Fotu. So tough on the rebounds. Tipped it to himself with the stick-to-itiveness.
Kenny with the crossover, swatted by Jawai. But Mika Vakona is there to clean it up.
What a finish by Mika Vakona. Jared Kenny, good move. Jawai, better defense, but Mika Vakona finishes.
Dellavedova goes deep into the front court. He goes baseline, kicks it out. Anderson, clean look for Anderson. And David Anderson leaves it up high for everyone to see. That is nice from the veteran.
That was his third wide open look around that area, sitting at the top of the key on the pick and pop action. You can't give him too many of those. He's going to start hitting them eventually. Too good a player to have open looks.
Newley and Abercrombie get tied up away from the ball, and that will go on Brad Newley.
Man, I'll tell you what, Boomers are defending at a high level right now. Really physical, getting in the way, forcing these guys coming off screens to go so far outside of the realm of the play. It makes it very difficult to score in rhythm. Chris
Goulding in the game. And we have a timeout. New Zealand take a timeout. 7:31 left in the first half. It's Australia up 26-18.
Well, right now, the ability of the Tall Blacks to contain on the dribble is of paramount importance. Trying to come off those on-ball screens, they're finding the Boomers are finding a lot of success hitting the top guy or going all the way to the rim.
We've had a request, just in case you're wondering why we're constantly putting the mic into the Aussie timeout. New Zealand have asked that we do not put the boom mic in.
I did not know you were allowed to ask that. I think I didn't know that was even a possibility. We kept that thing out for a long time.
Home court advantage.
secrets. See, I think Paulie really wanted to get some explosions in, and he knew he couldn't do it with the mic.
Well, I guess as well, these two teams, these two coaching staffs, they know a lot about how each other operate. As in player and coach and players with playing together and the like, and two very similar systems, you have to say.
And you know what they say about familiarity. It breeds a little bit of contempt. Here we see a little bit of this action. Jared Kenny going to the hole. Then Joy with a big block, but Mika Vakona will not be denied as he gets the putback. There's a fantastic look on that action by Dellavedova, whipping the pass up top and nobody guarding David Anderson. And you see, leaves it up there, knows it's good. That's a shot. That's a moneymaker right there for that big fella.
That certainly is. When you get David Anderson, almost 7 foot tall, taking threes like that. David Anderson was equal top scorer for the Boomers in Melbourne with 17, along with Patty Mills as Kenny drives at Goulding. There's Corey Webster. That's a good look for him. Can't get the rebound, and Nathan Jawai just like a magnet to a piece of metal.
Couldn't ask for better execution, just have to finish the plays.
Dellavedova for 3.
Good read by him there, popping off the screen as Chris Goulding gets called for the loose ball foul on Thomas Abercrombie. Gonna have more free, oh, sorry. That was in the first quarter. We're in the second quarter now.
I think so, yeah. I think we'll just look up.
Is that the way that works?
It's on that score ticker there. 26-18.
Excellent read by Dellavedova off the pop back. Had a decent look. Just didn't go.
So New Zealand with the ball. Down 8. Tarangi. Webster. Kona with a big screen. Webster puts up the floater. He is an elite level scorer as Corey Webster.
I like him so much as a player when he gets himself to the rim early in the game, because that opens up so much for him on the jump shot.
Goodness me, Nathan Jawai is strong. Oh, the back cut is stopped by Webster. Nice defense. Chasing hard. Now he's got the ball in his hands. Fortu skies for the dunk. That gets the crowd up.
Just like that, right back into it. Corey Webster does it with the layup, comes back, plays great defense, getting into the lane, and makes a fantastic decision finding Isaac Fotu on the run. And Isaac Fotu showing some athleticism with the springs, bringing it down on the rim.
26-22, the lead is cut to 4 by New Zealand.
There we see Corey Webster out of the play. He's beat, but he won't accept it. He gets down, gets that hand in there for the steal, comes down, looks off the defense just enough for Isaac Fotu to get the clean dunk. Smacks that bad boy home. Nice, being nice to the rim. You're too nice, Isaac Fotu.
Yeah.
Be mean to it. Hang on that bad boy. I love the hair.
Soften that rim up a little bit.
There we go. That's exactly what the Tall Blacks need, that counter-attack off turnovers. Australia's not a team that turns it over very, very often, so when you do get that opportunity, you have to convert on it. And the Tall Blacks did that there, cutting it to a 4-point game and really changing the complexion of it, I think, so right now in the second quarter. There you see the score, 20 points a quarter. If that's too much, if Australia scores 20 points, New Zealand's probably going to lose, and there's no way they can get the count back. But if you can cut that back, see if you can't cut a few points off of that every quarter and hold them to a low 70s, high 60s score, there's a much better opportunity to try and get done what is the ultimate goal for New Zealand.
Dylan Boucher looks on there behind the Tall Blacks bench.
Paul Henare asked him to come and speak to the guys last night. I'm sure it's not just because he wanted them down here to celebrate possibly afterwards if they get done what they want to get done.
A little bit of pressure shown by New Zealand, extended. Here comes Goulding. Chris Goulding with the left hand. Chris Goulding is a wonderful scorer in his own right.
What a tough move there. He's another guy who can shoot the ball and finish at the rim. Played in Spain last year. Back to Melbourne this one.
4-2. Can he get that to drop? Oh, yeah, Isaac Fotu, beautiful.
Isaac Fotu has such a great skill set. This is a guy who really has the opportunity to play at a 3 spot if he keeps working on his game, but can shoot the basketball, can defend bigs, can defend guards, has a wealth of opportunity.
Bogut back in the game. Bairstow as well. Here's Goulding, another left-hand shot.
Oh, wow. That finish. Extending with the left hand. So difficult, Chris Goulding. Looks like he learned a few tricks in Spain.
That season he had as he picks the pocket of Ruben Tarangi and dives into Paul Henare's feet. The season before he left for Europe, Casey, so 2 seasons ago, Chris Goulding was
amazing.
He was.
He was not just popping and stopping, and he was going left and right and all over.
Remember, Tall Blacks only have 1 second to get the ball across half court here. Gonna have to do that very quickly, so look for Australia to extend the pressure. But Chris Goulding, that year, I remember a game late when I was playing with the Breakers getting called in off a commentary where he just took over when they were down 20, and all of a sudden we were down 20. It's certainly a great score. Oh, so quick.
Wow. Tom Abercrombie gets it over.
Just barely.
Just barely. A little bit of time given by the referee as Ruben Tarangi has Bogut on him. And now Fortu with Bairstow on him. It's Fortu, the fall away. Oh, overcame Bairstow. Just the patience to work Bairstow into where he wanted him on the court.
Isaac Fortu going to work, 7 straight. Give that boy the ball.
27 plays 30. Aussie with a 3-point lead. Matthew Dellavedova, the crowd finds its voice. Rob Lowe shows hard on the on-ball screen. And Bairstow now goes at Isaac Fortu, and that is a quick step from the big man.
Oh.
Wow.
Excellent recognition by him of the shot clock, but Isaac Fortu had him quartered in there, but Bairstow refused to admit, went back to his strong hand on the right and got all the way to the rim with an excellent move.
We work the ball on the other side as Corey Webster, and this does a figure 8 as Webster shoots the ball. Can't get the roll on the soft Wellington rims. Bogut with the rebound.
He played a season down here. He's well-versed, or a couple of seasons down here with the Wellington Saints. So he's well-versed with the softness of these rims. Just couldn't quite get it to fall.
Brokoff running hard on the baseline. The 3 from the 45. And Fortu falls into his hand as he held off Bogut. Just departing to go back and play a little bit of defense. Goulding drops the shoulder into Lowe. Cuts and the timing of the pass is off. Here's Lowe now. Looking for a handoff to Abercrombie. Puts it up as he's bumped.
Oh, man.
Rob Lowe.
Contact. Rob Lowe just getting shoved out of bounds. And what an athletic almost finish by Thomas Abercrombie there as we see the foul on the break by Corey Webster. Just the numbers weren't quite in the Tall Blacks' favors there. It's a bit of a professional foul, but a lot of contact. This is the game that I was expecting. Guys beating the you-know-what out of each other out there underneath the rim. A lot of physicality. Here we see it. Thomas Abercrombie can't get to the finish, and Brokoff just pushes Rob Lowe right out of bounds, looking for the ref, but you're not going to get those calls in this game.
Ruben Tarangi picks up the personal foul. Just his first, and the first team foul for the Kiwis as Teddy Mills back with Abercrombie on him. Bogut gets free in the key momentarily and makes the Tall Blacks pay.
It's such a simple action that Australia's running, but very difficult to defend when you've got that kind of a size advantage and the skill level of the players that they're putting into those catches right on the block.
As you can see, very similar philosophies defensively these two teams are playing as Fortu's little jump hook can't roll in.
Yeah, he got the switch to Dellavedova, so he had the point guard on the post, made the right move, but just couldn't finish it.
This is just great. Bairstow, Dellavedova, Bogut, Mills, all on the court. Brokoff. Oh, Andrew Bogut just spun on Rob Lowe. Took the young man to school and dunks it with the one hand.
Well, you got to get some starch in those elbows there. You want to keep him out of that kind of play. He keeps going down that low. Fouls to give, you just got to give him one in his back to make him not want to come back in. You know, he's had the sore back. I'm not one to take advantage of injuries, but really I am. So Rob Lowe needs to get in there. You can't give guys like Andrew Bogut those kind of opportunities. He gets that dribble that low. He's too skilled a player. You know, you see him play in the NBA and they talk about how he's not a scorer, but that's the scorer on the NBA level. This is a supremely talented guy who can do whatever he wants in the basketball court given the opportunity. And you can't let him get the catch that low.
You don't need to be a scorer when you've got Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green.
It's an excellent point.
This is Bear, this is Andrew Bogut, this is Paddy Mills, Matthew Dellavedova, throw it, Paddy's over and just clip Bear's man a little bit, and Bear's looking for the duck in here from Bogues. Alright? If it's not there, throw it and snap back into Bogut to Bear. Hey, be aggressive on Z right now, we've got mouths to give, be aggressive. 1, 2, 3.
Those are your top scorers for the game. Fortu with that little spurt, he leads all scorers with 9. Dellavedova's got 7.
for the Boomers, and even distribution of points for the Boomers.
Corey Webster, 6 points, but it's come on 10 shots, so you'd like to see him playing at a little bit higher level of efficiency, but certainly the guy that New Zealand depends on to get buckets going, and Australia knows that same thing, so they're putting a lot of pressure on him to try and take him away.
Isaac Fortu, already 9 points and 6 rebounds, 3 on the offensive glass.
With 7 straight there in that quick burst that got New Zealand back into the game.
Tate in the game. Fortu, Besto on him. Vakona gives it to Bartlett. Bartlett for 3. Everard Bartlett can shoot it. He was a leaper when he was a young man.
Great weapon coming off the bench. He's the guy with no fear and always is going to let it fly. He's had some big games coming off the top bench for the Tall Blacks the last couple of years.
Too strong by Besto. And Mika Vakona.
You've got to be happy with that play if you're defending Bairstow with the fadeaway going away from the basket and instead of taking advantage of his strength going straight on the rim.
There's Bartlett again. Vakona, 4 to shoot. Drives on Bogut. Can't get the roll. Andrew Bogut with another rebound.
Good move. Saw he had the quickness advantage and the shot clock running down. Just couldn't finish.
4 boards for him. Paddy Mills starting to go to work. A long 2 with a high arc.
Here it is, 2 minutes left in the corner. This is Paddy Mills' time. This is when he puts on the Jets in transition and really looks aggressive coming off those on balls in the half court. Difficult shot, but he gets paid to make tough ones.
Bartlett for 3. A little strong. Here comes Paddy.
Always running out on that break. Might have wanted to wait a little bit on that catch, hopefully get it in the dead corner.
Beautiful pass by Bogut. Loves to use the floor on the key when it's available. Besto can't reward Bogut with an assist.
Difficult to ask, even though it was just a layup. A lot of defenders there and just enough defenders to make him miss.
Kind of looking for Tate's back cut. Both teams read each other pretty well. Aussies playing it a little bit harder, showing a little bit harder on those cuts. Need to get it up. Bartlett. Paddy Mills. Sold it. There's GST on that as well.
The flopper of all floppers. Paddy Mills, though, he's a little guy, so you hit him. It doesn't take much to make him go flying, but he is an expert at this. He gets that contact, and he is going down.
That is San Antonio Spurs-esque.
He's been doing it for years. Like, I'll tell you what, if Everard Bartlett pushes you with his offhand and you're going flying that far, there's no way you're playing in the league. But he sells the call, and the extended arm is a foul. You cannot create that space by pushing off. And I think Paddy Mills might be one of the best guys in the NBA at selling that offensive foul.
Just a great savvy play by Patrick Mills. Australia, 38-30. And I think we have to look at just a stoppage in play, and the referees just want to check our footage at the moment.
Okay, don't know exactly what they're looking for. Maybe the truck can tell us.
I think we're just trying to clarify whether it was a 2 or a 3. Maybe it was on the Bartlett shot.
About a minute ago. This seems like something they could take care of at halftime. But hey, who am I to say?
That's a good point. But then again,
there we see it. Paddy Mills, definitely a 2.
No, it was the Mills shot, not the Bartlett shot. So Paddy Mills, yeah, definitely. Well, they could have just come asked us, Case. We were there. We said it was a 2.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah, they looked at it. They got it. Yeah, 2 for sure. But hey,
do you want to let them know we're just here?
Yeah, they go to the other side. Okay. That's the side. I don't want them over here. This is our space.
This is technology that's available.
You stay over there.
But you're right, they probably could have taken care of that at half-time. With 55.1 seconds to go. In the first half, it's Anderson to Mills. Gibson, Tarangi picks him up, full court. Good defense by Ruben Tarangi. His ceiling is so high on his game, such a young guy as well. Double team of Abercrombie and Vakona on Patrick Mills. Going to work. The handoff, Anderson, the fall away. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
20 seconds of fantastic defense, and it doesn't matter because you got a guy who can hit a shot like that.
What a superb shot. That was beautiful. Webster. The differential is around 6 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock, which is ahead of it. Tarangi for 3. That's good from Ruben Tarangi.
Tall Blacks finally getting some threes to hit. That's their 3rd of the game. 3 for 11 on the evening.
First half about to end up in the books as an Australian 40-33 lead in game number 2 of the Oceania qualifying series. Winner going to Rio, and at the moment it's currently the Australians enjoying a 12-point advantage coming into this game, and they lead by 7 after 2 quarters. Welcome back to TSB Bank Arena in Wellington. Half-time, and the Australians are leading the Tall Blacks 40-33. Right now, though, earlier this afternoon, there was the final of the FIBA Oceania Championship game between New Zealand and Australia. And here now is the medal presentation, with the New Zealand under-16 team finishing as runners-up as they lost the final to Australia.
We would now like to welcome Curtin Shipley, who will present the silver medals to New Zealand. Number 3, Quinn Clinton. Number 4, Hayes Walker. Number 6, Hamish McDonald. Number 12, Linus Juxt. Number 13, Cameron Stone. Number 15, Callum McRae. Number 42, Daniel Fotu. Number 52, Samson Arua. Number 59, Tabo Maniera. Number 67, Braden Inga. Number 77, Tane Samuel. And number 93, Samuel Wardenberg. Head coach, Michael Fitchett. Assisted by Douglas Courtney. Ben Sheep, managed by Grant Truman. And Dawn Chalmers, the physiotherapist. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the under-16 silver medalists, New Zealand. And now your gold medalist, Australia. Number 4, Lachlan Dent. Number 5, Carl Zunin. Number 6, Alexandra Madronja. Number 7, Tom Fullerton. Number 8, Dragan Elkars. Number 9, Jordan Starr. Number 10, Patrick Bynes. Number 11, Bailey Griffiths. Number 12, Samson Froling. Number 13, Matthew Johns. Number 14, Benjamin Fakira. And number 15, Mate Colina. Head coach Mark Watkins, assisted by Justin Schuler and David Ingram. Manager Jason Memory, physiotherapist Bruce Anderson.
I'm not just handing needles at the moment. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great game. Thank you. Great game. Thank you.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. The Oceania gold medalist for the under 16 grade, Australia. Well done, all three teams.
Welcome back to Wellington, where the Tall Blacks are down 7 to the Australians, 40-33, the Boomers lead. Ryan Brokoff and his teammates having an advantage of 7, and in the scheme of the series, they're currently up 19, Casey. Frank, Tall Blacks need to find 20 points somewhere on this court.
You got 20 points in your pocket, Moles? Can we pick that up and give it a go?
I do not have 20 points in my entire lifetime.
Well, we see from the highlights of the first half that a lot of most of the looks for Australia have been a little bit on the easier side. Some layups, some more open jumpers, while New Zealand was forced to work a lot harder to get those looks, the last two notwithstanding. But look at some of those jumpers that the Tall Blacks were hitting over extended hands. You see Jawai here hitting a very difficult shot in the rim. That's endemic of the catches that the Australian bigs were getting down low right next to the basket. New Zealand tried to fight back with some effort on the glass, but just not enough in that first half as Anderson finally got the one jumper to go. And you can see that the pressure, every time New Zealand's getting the basket, they're breaking double teams. But this one, the lone real easy basket of the half came after one of the rare Australian throwers.
And not just on the line tonight, there's a trip to the Rio Olympics, which Isaac Fortu and the Tall Blacks would like to go to. And of course, Andrew Bogut just, well, I have to say, abusing. Low at the post there was just easy for the veteran. They're also playing for the Yale Ramsey Shield here in Wellington, the trophy that is always contested between these two countries. And that is the Shield, a prized possession between the Kangaroos of the Australians and the Kiwis of New Zealand. And those shooting stats, Casey, on the left-hand side, aren't that flash.
Not what you want to see if you're a New Zealand fan, just not shooting the ball at the level that they have the ability to. You see the rebound stats as well. When you look at those stats, the shooting percentage, Australia dominating the rebounds, you really would think that New Zealand would be pretty happy to only be down 7 points at this point, losing those kind of statistical categories by that margin.
Let's have some Ty Wynyard in this game. Let's just throw some Ty Wynyard in there, see how he goes.
Just throw the 17-year-old out there against one of the dirtiest big men in the NBA. See what happens.
Let's just see how it goes, Case. You never know until you try.
His family's family full of lumberjacks. He'd like to cut him down to size, I'm sure.
Exactly. I mean, obviously there is a lot at stake, but you give him, you give him a minute or two, give him a shot, bring some energy.
Yeah.
Set some picks, send a message.
Sure, but he is only 17.
You're just humoring me.
Sure. No, I think the Tall Blacks had enough energy out there in the first half. The energy was there, the effort levels were there. I don't think that's what they're lacking. The execution even, they had some fantastic execution, but just the completion of the plays. Decent looks, decent layups. You miss 3 or 4 of those. Four misses that you might have been able to make instead of being down 7, you're up 1.
Ty Wynyard made his debut here on this court for the Tall Blacks. Youngest ever player for New Zealand, 16 years of age.
Geez, he was my roommate on the road last year too.
Oh my goodness, what? Ty Wynyard has grown up then, if he's room with you.
He's the only person that ever annoyed me. It's totally the other way around.
A lot of attention on tonight's game and this series in general. They called it the homecoming in Australia. Stars from abroad coming back to play in the singlet.
Well, there's a lot of pride to play for Australia, a lot of pride to play for New Zealand as well. But the NBA guys in Australia keep coming back for it. They love it, and I know why. Having gone through it with the Tall Blacks, there's a camaraderie you get when you pull on that national team singlet that you just can't find anywhere else.
Underway in the third quarter. It's Kenny on Dellavedova. And just like we started in the first half, it's a whistle away from the ball and a hold. I think it's going to be, Mika Vakona.
Interesting call there. Got to be careful away from the basketball, as I've said. Oh, nice little look there, trying to get back into it quickly.
Tom Abercrombie did well to move the feet and shut that hard cut off Brokoff. It's Dellavedova with the ball away. Wow. Matthew Dellavedova out of St Mary's, plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and just dropped a big jump shot.
I mean, yeah, that's such a difficult shot. You played excellent defense, get a hand up on a guy who's not known to be a fantastic shooter, and he just nails it as the clock is winding down.
Webster, long two, rimmed out. Bogut with a big board. Here's Chris Goulding stepping through the D. The look away pass to Bairstow, and that is pretty basketball from Goulding to Bairstow.
Very impressed by Goulding's ability to be able to stop. Looked like he was going to be forced into a travel there, but still able to hold his footing, giving himself the time to find the assist.
4-2 to Webster. Vacona up to 4-2. Tipped away by Dellavedova. Quick hands. Brokoff up to Dellavedova. Back to Brokoff. And he's hit and almost got the layup. Jared Kenny picks up the foul.
Hustling back, but the turnovers are death right now. Got to take care of the basketball. Isaac Fotu had the mismatch, but the good fight underneath forces the turnover. There you see that man, Dellavedova. He did the damage, get all over Isaac Fotu, and on the break, the wherewithal to find that almost assist. Not a lot of contact from Jared Kenny. Just looked like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Little push there as he goes up. Fair enough. You see that little push there, you should be getting to the line when you got to protect that guy who's at risk up in the air trying to catch a lob.
Brokoff misses the second, but Bogut on the rebound with a dunk. That is unacceptable if you're Paul Hernade.
You know, it's tough. There's a huge man pushing on you. You're giving up a ton of size, and you think maybe you've got a little bit of a moment of relaxation, but Bogut keeps fighting through, and the impressive finish.
Vacona. Nice from Mika Vacona.
Mika Vacona can find some aggressiveness down there, and a big screen by Andrew Bogut. Nobody helping out Jared Kenny.
Bogut back to Dellavedova. Up to Andrew Bogut, and that will go on Mika Vacona, which is interesting because Andrew Bogut just laid the forearm right into his chest.
Well, I'd like to see that play again, see where the contact was, because it was a difficult finish for Andrew Bogut, in particular with the looseness of these rims in the gym here. And here we see that last play. Andrew Bogut just shoves Isaac Fotu out of the way, and the big fella, you get him under the rim, he's going to finish every time. And hits the free throw even. Not known as a great free throw shooter, even a good one. Has had a lot of injuries on that right elbow. There we see it again, just shoves Fotu out of the way and smashes it home, mean to the rim. Well, we see another violation, unfortunately, so somebody was in early. Another shot for Andrew Bogut. Giving away points with mental mistakes, turnovers, violations. Not with the position they need to be in right now. This lead stretching out here in the third quarter.
Kenny to the top with the ball. Jared Kenny blocked by Bogut, who's having a wonderful start to this third quarter. He's into everything. And
he is affecting the game right now at a high level.
Goulding tied up by Webster, fouls him, and Andrew Bogut's getting a high five and a tap on the bum from Matthew Dellavedova.
As he should. He is dominating the game for the last couple of minutes. There we see when the New Zealand, just a little bit of a shake to the confidence right now. You can see in the body language, they're looking up, down 14 now with 7.5 to go, and it just feels, right now you can see it on them, it feels a little bit insurmountable. They got to take it one possession at a time and try and work their way back into it. As Chris Goulding misses the first free throw.
Just the second miss of the night between these two teams. Both the misses coming for Australia. Chris Goulding, 4 points tonight. This is the second, and Chris Goulding goes down hard as he competed for that rebound, and that is
he's all right though.
Down, and that is
he's all right though.
That just knocks the air out of you just a touch.
It certainly looked a little bit worse than it actually was. I'm not sure if that was his bum, his head, or his elbow that sounded like it hit the ground hard.
It sounded like the order he came down with.
He's a fighter. He's up. And we see him goes up. Just got knocked off balance and straight onto the tailbone and the elbow there.
And that is going to hurt. Bogut didn't train actually yesterday. bruised tailbone, apparently.
he's played enough basketball in the past season, I think. Don't think he needs another training to be able to get through the game.
I think he's down with the system they want to run. Webster now. Webster with the push off Dellavedova. Can't get that. The strength of Matthew Dellavedova. He's had that play done to him a million times. Bairstow's tied up by Isaac Fortu. It will be Australian ball.
It looks like Australia is really making a point to try and go inside right now, take advantage of their physical advantages, really hammer those New Zealand bigs on the block.
Dellavedova with the floater. And he commits the foul on Mikavakona, who is grabbing the rebound. So the rebound assist, Casey, 24 rebounds for Australia, 15 to New Zealand, and 9 assists to the Boomers, 6 for the Tall Blacks.
Well, 6 assists off 14 shots for the Tall Blacks is really not a bad percentage. And, you know, over half the buckets of those 19 buckets for Australia also assisted on. So both teams obviously sharing the basketball. Just more opportunities for Australia right now.
And Goulding was hunting on that play, and he is called for the foul. And that is foul number 4 on Chris Goulding. So Goulding will sit as Paddy Mills comes back in the game.
Well, 4 fouls in a short amount of time. Chris Goulding has getting pinged with a lot of those whistles there. Smart double there, had the right opportunity. I was blocked out by the monitor. Couldn't really see what the contact was, but Chris Goulding certainly didn't agree with the call.
Dellavedova wanting the 5-second call on the inbounds. Andrew Bogut working on a double-double as he gets a hand in the dribble, and Vakona gets it, misses.
Try to get that shot up quickly.
Tarangi for 3. That was good as it left his hand. Ruben Tarangi with a 3.
Wow, with the moonshot. Got that bad boy up into the rafters as he hit that. What a difficult shot coming off the on ball under time pressure as well.
New Zealand need to make this start to work for them as Bogut has Fortu on him. Bogut can go to work on the post. Left it short on the layup. Webster splits it, floats it. Brokoff looking to run. It's a 2-on-3. Waiting for his teammates to come back. Dellavedova there. Bairstow and Bogut come across halfway. Dellavedova puts it up. Bogut can't get the rebound. Here comes Corey Webster. Australians all around him. Dellavedova just reaches in and picks up his second foul.
Corey Webster being harassed. 3 of 13 from the field on the evening. Not the night he was hoping to have after a 20-point outburst in game 1. And some of those guys in the court look tired, so let's just rotate in the rest of these big dogs.
Jawai and Anderson come in for Australia. Gibson, point guard, spells Matthew Dellavedova as...
Just the depth of the Australian team is astounding, really. There's such quality at every position from multiple ties.
Webster, the fall away is good over David Anderson. And David Anderson's like, oh, I can't do any more. Andre Lamanis.
They're doing what they can right now. They're making him work for every shot, but there's some buckets you can't stop no matter what you do defensively.
I'm sure he has, but I've barely seen Andre Lamanis get out of his chair in this half. Patrick Mills misses. And the foul is called on Nathan Jawai, who was holding Vakona on the hip, and up comes Andre Lamanis, just to ponder a little bit.
He's been active.
He has been active. I just looked across, and there he was, enjoying
bonus now. Mika Vakona going to the free throw line as Jawai gets the foul on the rebound.
Well, with Chris Goulding's 4 fouls, and Jawai committing that one, that tips Australia over the edge.
Jawai not super happy about that call.
Will be Mika Vakona.
There's battles going on underneath the rim on these box outs. I'm surprised anything's being called.
Vakona for the first time at the line tonight. Just 4 free throw attempts for New Zealand.
Vakona, such an improved free throw shooter throughout his career. New Zealand fighting to get back into this one, clawing tooth and nail.
No good from the line for New Zealand is Mikavakona. Oh my goodness. Nathan Jawai just rocked Ruben Tarangi and his family.
Man.
He got back up from that.
Well, Ruben's a tough kid. I'll tell you that right now.
He ran into a truck.
Nothing's going to keep Ruben down.
Webster no good. Patty Mills goes down. Patty Mills on the floor, and Corey Webster walks away. He's frustrated. Check out that screen there.
Jeez. I'll tell you what, when he looked up, I thought he might have been a little bit concussed because that did not look good. Wow. That's Major Y. Attacked that screen with the ferocity like it was chocolate cake. He went at that bad boy.
Patty Mills will step up to shoot free throws. His first time at the line tonight. Nails the first. Yeah, Nathan Jawai. You do not want to run into that.
There was no movement. And Ruben's a strong dude, too. When he's sprinting full speed, you're going to move. But Jawai didn't move in the slightest.
Webster hounded by David Anderson. Adam Gibson on the help with that as well. Tarangi puts it up. Too strong. Tip. Fighting with Jawai to get the rebound. And we do have a timeout. TV timeout midway through this third quarter. 4:40 to go in the third. And it is the Boomers who have pulled away in this third to a 14-point lead. They lead 54-40.
It's just when you think they're going to be able to claw their way back in. Australia comes back together, back-to-back buckets, stretches it out again. This 14-point deficit looking very tough to overcome. With a little under 15 minutes left in this ball game, Tall Blacks certainly won't stop fighting, but they need some threes to go down. They need to force some turnovers, and they have to get every available loose ball. Rebounds, loose balls bouncing around. They have to win those if they want to get back into this ball game.
They certainly do. New Zealand, not only is this game slipping away, but their chance to qualify for the Rio Olympics, and the skeptics and the cynics would probably say they let that chance slip away in the fourth quarter in Melbourne when they took their foot off the pedal somewhat. Shots just weren't dropping, unfortunately, for the Tall Blacks in that fourth quarter. Throughout the game, to be honest, Casey.
Yeah, it seems to have stretched over into this game as well. Only shooting 36% on the day, 4 for 13 from 3.
But if there's one thing we know, this Tall Blacks team loves to fight, loves to scrap, loves to do things a little bit differently.
Well, it takes a couple of shots to fall down to really change the fortunes. You can see Corey Webster, he's out there right now, kind of work on the stroke. His teammates tell him to stick with it. Keep with the open looks. Keep executing the way that they're executing at the moment. Stay aggressive. And don't get caught up trying to make up the entire deficit in one play.
New Zealand looking to crawl back into this game. So extend their pressure. Really, really extending the pressure on the Australians now.
See, the Aussies were a bit surprised by that pressure there. But still were able to defeat it pretty easily.
Rob Lowe fighting through the screen, and Addison gets him going the other way, but they get the offensive board.
That hustle. They're working so hard to keep these big guys off the glass, working so hard at that the long rebounds are difficult for the guards to corral.
Jawai with amazing rebounding, offensive position. And Mikavakona just has to grab the arms.
Man,
it's all he could do.
That hurt my chest watching that shoulder go into Mika's chest. Look at this hit here. He just puts the ball down and slams into it. Mikavakona knows he's got nothing to do there, so just slaps at him.
Straight into the middle of the chest. Nathan Jawai at the line. He's been active tonight, has Jawai. Good production out of him, good minutes.
He's such a physical player, behemoth down there on the paint.
Makes the second. Tall Blacks down 16. As coach Andre Lemanis directs traffic from the sideline. Former Breakers coach. Ruben Tarangi playing the points. Paddy Mills on him.
Look at the extension of the defense by the Boomers, forcing the Tall Blacks out so far.
Tarangi for 3, that's good. Same shot as earlier.
He's getting a little bit hot. The young fellas really came to play tonight. 20 years old, Ruben Tarangi. Got a birthday coming up, celebrating that 21st not too long from now.
11 points for Ruben Tarangi, 4 of 7 shooting. His 3rd triple of the night. Paddy Mills to Anderson. Vakona on him. And Anderson shoots over Vakona, and Jawai just clears out Mika Vakona.
He just puts that head down. He's getting to the rim. He's decided. Mika Vakona, he could have taken the charge in the last one when he got the foul. He felt that this time. But here we see it. Great rebound. Just puts the head down. Goes right around Rob Lowe into Mika Vakona. Sells it. It might be a little bit of a flop, but with the hits they're taking out there, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Flop. I said that's a flop. He should shoot me.
That's on you.
What am I thinking? He's definitely selling the call, but it's an easy call to sell when a big fella like that puts the ball through your chest.
I mean, this is a guy who's battled some large men in Europe, in EuroLeague as well. Pick set by Vakona as Webster falls away too strong. Rebound, Paddy Mills looks up court, fires a cross-court pass with one hand to Brad Newley, who's in the game. Wow, what a look.
I was just watching Paddy Mills' eyes on that play, and he was looking at him the entire time, knew where he wanted to go, and fired a laser straight to him.
Vakona looks off the defense, and Jawai on the help cleans it up.
Vakona felt like there was contact, but the call doesn't go his way.
Here we go, Paddy Mills goes to the ground. Anderson with Tarangi on him. It is men on boys at the moment. The size advantage is rather pronounced. It's Tate in the game, hustles.
You just see the fight. Every possession, the Tall Blacks fighting so hard to get something done, but just can't finish possessions. Lindsay Tate saying, I got popped in the lip, call that. You see the name of Lindsay Tate's grandfather on the shoulder there.
Inbound to Gibson from Newley. Tate right on Mills. Take a slip by Jawai, who can't quite catch the pass. 59-43. This has been a tough old quarter for New Zealand. They've had a couple of shots, but really, Australia are in full control.
Well, shooting percentage. You heard Paul Henare talk about it before the game. We had some good looks last game. We think they're going to fall tonight. Well, they just haven't fallen tonight up to this point. You know, you're looking at a guy, Corey Webster, who's carried this team offensively from point A all the way throughout this tour. So tonight, only shooting 4 for 16, 0 for 4 from the three-point line, 8 points. So when those kind of things are happening, it makes it difficult. Look at that pass by Paddy Mills.
Unbelievable.
Full speed run. Doesn't even pick up the ball with his other hand, just throws it right at him. Money just on the spot with the shot, and Brad Newley makes it look easy. Catch in the corner, bang, bang, 3.
Be aware they're probably going to press us now, all right? So Dave, you inbound, Nate, you're all the way down. Brad Newley start down, but they had 4 guys up, all right? So as it came in, they went and trapped this here, and that 4th guy is looking to take this guy as he cuts through. So you're going to be prepared to come back to the basketball, and then we push, okay? Couple more stops here, fellas. Keep boxing out. Keep everybody off the foul line. No foul. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Keep grinding them down.
The lead is 16. Actually, it's 28 when you take into account the result in Melbourne. Tall Blacks fighting for a bit of respectability at the moment in front of the sellout TSB Bank Arena. And what Australia have done is just taken the crowd out of this completely.
Yeah, they're looking for something to cheer for every once in a while. You get a couple of buckets in a row, that makes it a little easier, but on the whole, it really shut them down completely.
Bartlett rises and fires. He hits another 3.
And some of the guys coming off the bench, Ruben Tarangi, Everard Bartlett on this occasion trying to keep this Tall Black unit in it.
6 for Bartlett. Here's Mills. Anderson, Tarangi on him.
Ruben Tarangi asking to guard the 4.
Wow. Doing an okay job, but Anderson's just got that advantage in the height and shoots right over him.
You got that size, you just put him in the grindhouse. Get him down in the block and grind him down until you get a better look.
Tate to Webster. Can't get the roll.
Just
Corey
not
Webster.
going for him.
4 of 17 for Corey Webster. Not a great shooting night for him. Newley sets his feet, squares up, and drills another 3.
It's a fast break basketball. You're fighting so hard to get onto the glass, to get those offensive looks, trying to get something going offensively. And this fast breaking unit of the Boomers just putting the pressure right back on you. Look at that press off the defense. Once again, right on target. Newley has all the time in the world because of the scrambling defense. Takes that time and smacks that shot home.
4-2, and Abercrombie are in the game. So on the floor is Tarangi with them, Lindsay Tate and Everard Bartlett. He's hounded by Gibson. Gets him the key, throws it up, goes to the floor, will shoot 2.
I thought Bartlett really clever with gaining that contact from the body. Adam Gibson chasing him so hard along the way. But at this point, down 18, you're just looking at it. What can you do? You're working as hard as you can. Shots just aren't falling. And you need a lot of them to start falling now. And then you have the compounding pressure of thinking about the 12-point deficit that you have to make up. So not only are you not, it's not just getting this win, because the win's just not enough. That's not the goal. You have to try and look at it, and now you got to score by a lot.
Miss on the second, he splits the pair. Here comes Gibson. Paddy Mills. And Paddy Mills, 3 on 4 shooting tonight. A relatively circumspect night for Paddy Mills compared to the offensive fireworks in Melbourne as Anderson travels. And Australia well in control of this one, 17 points despite the turnover. Just 5 for the Tall Blacks tonight. 8 for the Aussies. And they're enjoying a rebound advantage that's almost 2-1, 34-18. There's Bartlett, the hesitation to the cup. It drops, and he'll go to the line.
Bartlett bringing some offensive energy off the bench. Hit the 3 earlier and attacks the rim on a consecutive possessions ever see him. Just gives that little hesitation dribble. And Adam Gibson, pretty unlucky to get that call. Just made a reach. Didn't look like a lot of contact. There certainly was a little, if that. But Ev's the recipient of that call, heads to the line with a chance to get this back into respectability heading into the 4th quarter. Isaac Folk to his position. You got to get on that key. He didn't like that. Ref did not like that play.
Bartlett rattles it in.
Double digits, 10 points on the night.
Pressure from the Tall Blacks. Australia do well. Very well, in fact. Dellavedova with Tate. Lindsay Tate, the veteran. Bairstow with a shorted Ruben Tarangi on him.
Well, we got 2 calls there. Or was it?
Well, the baseline ref has got the call there.
Looked like might have been a different one coming from up high, but thought he just pulled the chair out on him, but apparently not. Ruben Tarangi. Think of that work level. That's a 2-3. Playing the 4 right now. Bairstow, wow, how's that a foul? What was the foul on Ruben there? I don't know. You tell me what he did wrong. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Easy to see from the right angle. And sadly, that's the angle I'm sitting at, so I probably should have seen it live in the game. That's why I would never want to be a ref. Thankless job.
Thankless job, all right. Bairstow makes the second, 66-50.
Thankless job right now is guarding these Aussie bigs on the block.
Yeah, they're really, really, really using their dominance tonight with the height. Bartlett for 3. Everard Bartlett has been a spark off the bench tonight in the 3rd. 13 points for Bartlett. Newley, hounded by Abercrombie, steps away.
Bairstow with the rebound, and that'll do it for the third quarter. And it is Australia enjoying a 13-point lead after 3 quarters. 10 minutes left in the Oceania series between the Tall Blacks and the Boomers. And Australia lead by a margin of 66 to 53 after 3. 10 to go here in Wellington.
Trying to claw your way back into the game, but the class of Australia really showed in that corner, controlling the tempo, controlling the physicality of the game, and executing and getting the ball into the positions that they chose to. Here we see these highlights start with Dellavedova hitting that difficult shot to begin the quarter. And from there, just got a little tougher. Not to be outdone, Mika Vakona shows a little fadeaway of his own on the 7-footer. Ruben Tarangi, one of the young players, is a big spark in that quarter. Able to come and give some real energy. He's got 11 points on the evening. Corey Webster, tough night, but he is able to get one to go there. And that magical pass from Patty Mills on the break, knew exactly where his teammates were, and Bad Newley gives him the finger point. Should have given him, oh no, bought him a steak dinner after that pass.
Start higher so we can go on the work across the foul lines and the elbows, all right? When we get the kick ahead, we have 2-on-1, we will take 2-on-1, go hard at the rim. All right, no fucking lob passes or anything like that, hard at the rim. And then if we've got nothing, pull it out. We can run out.
Steals, so just don't turn over the full court, make solid plays.
Be aware, like they're jacking 3 balls, that last play, it's that old shuffle cut here, then they swing it on, and then he comes off that.
Andrew Bogut has been his usual classy big man self, just backing in the undersized front line of the Tall Blacks, and that move there, just the putback on the missed free throw.
That's a big fella to move out of the way.
And the attempt at alley-oop dunk just...
Well, there's that foul I wanted to see earlier. Didn't look like my contact.
Cleared Mika out of the way with the off arm.
Big fella, 8'9". But just does an excellent job of being a point center. Really, you know, he calms down the offense on that end. And what a defensive vacuum cleaner to have at the back of the rim when you're trying to defend out there, to have a guy that size and intelligence out there. He has your back when you're out there guarding the perimeter.
10 minutes to go in the game, in the series. Bartlett gets us underway to Tate. Wellington gives them a chair. Looking for something is Tarangi. Abercrombie, newly on him. Bartlett from deep. Not quite the car park. Ken Bairstow with the rebound. 66-53, a clinical display. That's just Matthew Dellavedova at his best. Rod Bartlett, the anticipation. He just anticipated that. Yeah, Bartlett would go, he baited him.
Just baited him with it. You want to reach it here? I'll take the foul.
Look, here's the ball. Have a go. Bairstow, great look to Newley. Position on Tate, the smaller Tate.
Yeah. It's running their offense to perfection throughout the evening. They've had that cut many times that didn't take advantage of it. That time Newley comes through, has Lindsay Tate on his back, and just uses that size and athleticism advantage underneath.
It's Cam Bairstow picking up a point forward. Ruben Tarangi as Tate gets in the key. Hangs and puts it up, but does not drop it. He does go to the line to shoot 2.
Lindsay Tate in the post. Finish that over the 7-footer big fella.
68-53. Free throws 10 and 11 coming up for the Kiwis. And the beauty of the qualification process coming up, Casey, is that not only do we play in Oceania, but we also go and contest with Asia as well. Oceania still retain their spots.
Yeah.
But
just tossing another one as basketball around the world evolves, just more opportunity for teams from this part of the world to get in. So it's quite possible to get New Zealand and Australia in some of these comps in the near future.
With the World Cup expanding to 32 teams. Bogut wants it, gets it. Backing down 4-2 as Abercrombie shows in the double, and Andrew Bogut just
so comfortable with that left hand.
Just a beautiful left-hand hook.
Well, he knows he's got the size advantage. He's going to be able to get to where he wants to go, and once he gets inside that block, he knows he can just finish with that left easily.
Ruben Tarangi
tried to get the ISO.
Stopped by Bairstow in the key.
Saw the mismatch, had the power forward on the wing, and Ruben Tarangi's a valuable ball handler, but the size able to recover. Bairstow gets the walk.
Goulding splits a double team. Gets to the hole with the right hand this time. That is so nice.
Man, he's slicing through that like a hot knife through butter. It makes it look so easy.
Here's 4-2. As Abercrombie hangs, can't get the left-hand layup to drop.
And that's the size of Bogut and his defensive presence affecting that shot. Even when he doesn't jump, Thomas Abercrombie still has to take that into account that he may be there, puts it up with the left, makes it a difficult finish.
Andrew Bogut with the behind-the-back bounce pass to Goulding. 3 to shoot. Why not Chris Goulding? Why not Cam Bairstow? Australia now enjoying a 19-point advantage, and Paul Henare has seen enough of this, and this is just turning into a bit of a rout.
And he's trying to go small to try and get it sped up, get some open looks, but the size of Australia is just compounding against that. You know, they're attacking him on the glass, throwing the ball inside, and they're just too big and strong to go small against. These guys, even though they have great strength, just don't have the mass to be able to combat those big fellas inside.
And this is the defense of Cam Bairstow on Ruben Tarangi. Plant and then just waited till he rose up, and the extra height advantage that Cam Bairstow is enjoying on Ruben Tarangi is in full effect there.
Yeah, it's a difficult play for a big man. He has to be guarding the guard out there on the wing, move his feet, get in position to be able to finish that play.
Offensively, again, we'll attack the layups, otherwise keep pounding it inside. Right, motions, or just float post. But when we throw to the post, man, we can't just all stand. Cut first, and that gives them some room to go to work. Here we go, Goldie. 1, 2, 3.
This is Bogut with the double-double, the big fella. 10 points, 11 rebounds. Making it look easy with that left hand.
He had a relatively quiet game in Melbourne for Andrew Bogut's stature, 1 of 6.
Well, you know, that's the type of player he is, really. He's a glue guy. He's a guy that makes any team he's on better. His defensive abilities, his passing abilities, and his sheer size, all things that can contribute to his effectiveness.
A block, a steal, an assist, 4 rebounds, 4 points in Melbourne tonight. As you said, a double-double of 10 and 11. Here's 4-2. Brock Modem in the game for Australia. Webster back in. Bartlett. 4-2 for 3. That's good. Isaac 4-2 with the triple. 74 plays 58.
Just 5 more of those and we'll have ourselves a ball game.
Brad Newley to Brock Moten. Here's Goulding. Gets Bartlett in the air and just drops it in. 2 for Chris Goulding. Abercrombie controls it, gives it up to 4-2. Goulding has 8 on 4 of 5. Bartlett, 2-man game with 4-2 again. Too strong. Newley has it. Motum on 4-2.
Tough shot with the left hand there. Looks like he's going to rip it all the way in, but man, they're making this post play look really easy right now, really taking advantage with consistency.
Webster hounded by Dellavedova, then gets the switch with Bogut. Fall away over Andrew Bogut.
Not Corey Webster's night. When it's clicking, it's amazing, but just not getting to go.
Offensive foul as Abercrombie takes the hit from Brad Newley.
You're in a tough spot on that position. Brad Newley racing down the lane. Thomas Abercrombie able to guess right, put his body on the line to take that charge.
The lead is now 20 for Australia. There's Adam Gibson and Andrew Bogut. Talk in the front court.
Tie those shoes, Mika Vakona.
Vakona with 6 minutes to play. Webster still running hard. Drops in that 3.
Corey Webster able to get one go. Yeah, and he's put in so much work trying to clear his space from this defense. It's amazing when he has any kind of look at all.
It's Gibson with Webster on him. Corey Webster had a little bit of NBA summer camp action with the Indiana Pacers.
Got a taste, makes him hungry for more.
Chris Goulding just casually throws the ball over his head.
As you do.
As you do.
I respect it. I respect it to the nth degree. I'll tell you what. Catch that catch? Catch that one.
I just wasn't trying to be casual about it, but Abercrombie gets a hand in the passing lane to tip it out.
I'm a big fan of the no look over the head.
Brokoff is a big fan of the long two, uncontested as well. Ryan Brokoff, 5 points for him tonight. Shea Ely getting some time and
getting some taste of the court, young fella.
That is way off. His 4-2 tries to go off and put it over Bogut.
Man, look at that athleticism from Isaac Fotu. Another couple of offensive rebounds there.
Here's Webster. Vakona with the board. Adam Gibson seen that before. Shea Ely drives on Goulding, and Andrew Bogut from the weak side with the stink face as well. Swats Shea Ely's stuff out of bounds.
You know, you hear so many people talking about players being ambidextrous, being able to use both hands, but being able to block shots with both hands is such a unique skill. And Andrew Bogut shows it how he can do it with ease.
Ely, not scared to drive again, kicks it out, 4-2. Moten with the board. Great pass from Chris Goulding.
Right.
And Brock Moten traveled.
Oh, got the travel call. I was very impressed by that angle Chris Goulding took.
He's having fun, Chris Goulding. He's having a lot of fun out there.
4:40 left, 19-point deficit. Unfortunate.
It's about this time, I reckon, that NBA GMs would like you to take out their players out of the game. What do you reckon?
Yeah, probably. Too bad they're not here.
Yeah, exactly. Anderson loses it. Abercrombie saved it. Shea Ely, big future in New Zealand basketball for him coming up. The young man drives, kicks it out. Abercrombie splits everybody in two and then finishes with the reverse.
Covered a lot of space in a short amount of time and then floats to the other side of the rim for the reverse.
Moten with the left hand. Abercrombie tips it off the rim.
Wow. Trying to call a goaltend, but he forgot this is FIBA, baby.
This is FIBA, all right. You can do that.
You can knock that bad boy off.
A little bit of respectability back to the margin. New Zealand hustling hard, 80-65.
Patty Mills is arguing that he came up through underneath. Did he come up? No, he came from the outside. A little bit of touch on the rim as well. But Pat Mills trying to say that he came up and underneath, and you see him there, and that camera view is a great shot of Pat Mills' surprise. But no, just a heads-up play.
Offensively, they're speeding us up. Just take the time. All right. Defensively, with the little fella, Ellie, when he's driving, just stay connected to your own. Like, here comes the little fella flying. We're flying in off Fotu and shooters, and he wants to drive and pitch, right? So we can stay, we can contest, and we can start and take out his bailout passes. Guys, we need to finish this thing the right way here. Let's be smart with what we're doing offensively and defensively. Offensively, once we break the pressure, just go ahead and let's run some motion. And again, they're coming out really hard on the cuts. Hit, flash, hit, back door, second cut up, third guy. Yeah.
Follow me, Paddy. I'll fill the first one. You follow the next.
All right, so Raddy's going to go first, okay? And then Paddy's the the second cutter. Here we go. Let's go. Fresh break here. 1, 2, 3.
Just a total team effort from the Boomers tonight. Nobody really sticks out statistically. 10 points for Bogut, 10 points for Bairstow. Both those guys rebounded as well. 11 rebounds for Bogut and 7 for Bairstow. But on the whole, just when somebody needed to step up randomly, somebody did. And nobody, there was no greed offensively. They just all let the game come to them at different moments. Different guys had the opportunity to step up.
Ely goes down and Abercrombie breaks it up. Corey Webster with the ball. Crossover. Finds Vicona down low. Nice pass.
And they're keeping the press going, trying to dig their way back into this bad boy.
Turnover. There's Vicona on the reverse. A little bit of hustle. The crowd into it. 11-point lead now for Australia.
Let there be life. Everybody wake up. Mika Vicona back-to-back buckets. A nice steal there by Shea Ely. The pressure paying dividends. We just heard Andre Lamontis talking about not getting sped up. Here we see Corey Webster drawing the D and the finish by Mika Vicona. Stay with the press. The pressure struggling just a little bit. Really smart play by Shea Ely to jump that passing lane and make the pass. Mika Vicona with a sweeping layup.
Fantastic fight back from the Black Caps, excuse me, the Tall Blacks.
What's going on in the cricket?
80-67.
We'll cut it back down to 13 points.
Make it 10, actually. 80-70 here.
Change the clock. They got the score right now.
Now it's 80-69.
86, sure. Why not?
Sure, we got a little bit of a...
Some fouls are popping up. A little bit of a problem, but
a little bit of a difference there. That's what the score is here in the arena.
11 points in 3.5 minutes. Much stranger things have happened than that. Meticulous defensive pressure up the court. Giving a little bit of trouble to Australia. They've been beating it a little, at times with ease, but certainly creating the opportunity for the turnover game.
Now the energy is back in the building. It was tough going there after half-time. Australia squeezed the life out of it. Just been so clinical. Now the Tall Blacks fighting hard. Anderson has Vicona stuck on him like white on rice. Dellavedova to Mills. Mills look away to Brokaw. 5 to shoot. Here comes Dellavedova. 3 ball. Isaac Fortu skies for the board.
Man, that's athletic.
Shea Ely. Oh,
no.
He wanted that so bad.
Isaac Fotu looking and wants it on the rim. Mika Vicona just passed a little bit behind him, and he slips down. Isaac Fotu, oh man, unfortunate there. Had a chance to cut it to single digits on excellent execution.
Showing a little bit of extended pressure. Are the Tall Blacks? They're all over Matthew Dellavedova in the backcourt. He's really struggling to get that up, but Anderson is broken free, and Anderson's hit by Mika Vicona.
Why is that a flagrant foul? You got all basketball.
He was going for the ball, but...
If that's some kind of rule change that I'm not aware with, I can't believe it, because he got basketball from behind. He actually blocked it. How could that be unsportsmanlike?
Mika Vicona going for the ball.
What is the problem with that? That's a horrible call. That is just a horrible call. I don't know. I mean...
Wow. Wow. That is unfortunate.
Oh, so be it. As it goes, Australia's going to get the free throws in possession.
Two shots and the ball. That'll kill a run very quickly.
But the crowd's still fired up, so it makes it okay.
Brokaw. Hounded by Abercrombie. Ely right on Paddy Mills. Great challenge from Corey Webster as the shot clock expired.
David Anderson.
The loose ball will be Australia's.
3 guys there, and David Anderson just hand is a little bit higher. They're having to fight for it, fight each other off. knock it out themselves.
2:29 to go in the game. 13-point lead enjoyed by Australia. In game number 2, Mills as Ely slips. Can't make him pay. Tipped out. It will be New Zealand's ball. 82-69. On the court, Vicona, Fortu, Ely, Abercrombie, and Webster. The handoff to Webster. Clean look at a 3. Just a little bit strong. Webster gets it back, though. Gets Dellavedova.
Corey Webster.
To stay on his feet.
He needs a higher degree of difficulty. The easy one was too easy for him.
And Isaac Fortu.
And there it is. That's what I'm looking for.
Here's the Trans-Tasman rivalry coming to the fore. 82 plays 72. And Matthew Dellavedova was just like, what? He's had that before.
Referee's discussing something. Not sure exactly what it is. Talking maybe about the 2 or 3. I think they think Corey Webster's shot might have been a 2, not a 3. So they're going to take a look at that.
And they will take a look at a replay. Crowd unhappy about it.
Yeah, that's what they should be doing. Don't you review that play.
Just call it a 3, come on. And here comes the replay.
Look at it. Corey Webster stepping back, oh, can't see it from there. We only got so many cameras in this gym.
There's the head fake. And Dellavedova stays down.
Oh no, I'd be surprised if that was a 2.
That's that right foot of Corey Webster.
Here's the best view of it. Does he shuffle that right foot at all, or does he keep it there? Well, that looks behind the line to me. Clearly.
That's a 3.
So clear. Tough shot, man. Look at that. You can't see it from that angle. I'll make up your minds, refs. It's indisputable evidence. That's the best look we're going to get at it. What do you guys think at home? 2 or a 3?
That's a 3. Give them a 3.
There's daylight. There's daylight between there. Hopefully they don't have to watch it 20 times to decide that they can't decide. No, they're done. Calling it a 3. Refs said they were right the first time.
82-73, 2:03 left to go in the 4th quarter. Australia has been in control since the opening tip-off, which was actually the 3rd tip-off after 3 attempts. But the intensity has been ratcheted up a little bit by New Zealand as Ely off the Abercrombie steal gets 2.
Down to 8. Got ourselves a ball game.
Now the crowd rises. Anderson again, yes, the turnover, the pressure. Dellavedova and Anderson.
I'll tell you what, this pressure is just daring Australia to throw it long. There's 4 guys up in that passing lane, just leaving 1 guy to guard 2 on the other side of half court.
And now Anderson gets yanked for Bogut.
Wow, Anderson gets up for that one? that's a tough one.
Lamatis does not mess around.
Andre Lamatis said, you catch that ball, big fella. Otherwise, you're sitting.
The anchor of Australian basketball back in the game. Webster. Tarangi swatted by Ryan Brokoff.
Man, what a block.
Wow. Gibbo looking back for a teammate. Mills. And Shea
just a little bit too aggressive.
He's just a little bit too pumped up.
I'll tell you what, that guy's all quick twitch fiber too.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's a young, short man with a lot of energy and strength in that body.
He the athlete. No doubt about it.
Is that a verb?
Well, he's a verb when he's playing. That's how much he's moving around out there.
Mills. Mills goes down, regathers, double dribble. Great pressure from Shea.
Look at that.
Got Paddy Mills second guessing a little bit.
First time tall black out there guarding An Australian legend, NBA champion, just put the clamps on him.
New Zealand need to get a bucket here. Coming up with a shot from Ruben Tarangi from the car park. Yes, Tarangi cuts the Aussie lead to 5.
Oh, and it's right there. Ruben Tarangi hitting the tough threes tonight, putting a lot of arc on him. What a difficult one this is. Thomas Abercrombie has the clamps on. Ruben Tarangi, look at that shot.
Broke off telling Gibson, get up.
One dribble and deep.
And Tarangi,
look at that.
14 points tonight.
Look how hard that ball went.
From downtown. 1 minute and 3 to go in this fourth quarter. The game has come alive.
And it's come alive with the infusion of that Shea Ely. He's come in and made a difference on this press. That athleticism has come in and really helped pressure this Australian side with a few turnovers.
The Southland Sharks player under Paul Henare, champion Southland Sharks this year.
If they score, all right, if they score, just take your time taking it out of bounds. Okay, Bogey, get down here. No, clock's not running. Adam Gibson's, actually Adam, you go up here with Daly, all right? Paddy Mills, you're here. So as these two guys break, you break down the middle, all right? And then Bogue, you just come up around this center line area. No timeout, right? No timeout.
And the crowd, let them hear it.
They want to win. They don't care about points differential. They know that's a bridge too far. But they would love to see a win. And they need to stop right now. There's life in the arena. There's certainly a fight back on the cards for the Tall Blacks. Pressuring Dellavedova, Shea Ely. Abercrombie comes over and helps out. Great defense.
Man, that was great pressure. How did Dellavedova get out of that one?
That was incredible poise from Matthew Dellavedova. Mills crosses over Tarangi. Kicks it out. Dellavedova for 3. Ball game.
Oh, my. Ice water.
That was so clutch.
That was straight ice water,
That was
no
just
question.
so... Tom Abercrombie just wraps up Adam Gibson. Matthew Dellavedova with the dagger. Not a dagger, the one.
Well, I guess if you do it in finals, it's you get used to doing it here. But, man, what a shot that was. Under pressure, the entire possession from the start of the ball. And look at that difficult look by Patty Mills and just too much space. You give a player of his quality that much space, it's going to go down. That's just the story of the game.
Adam Gibson makes the free throw. And Australia will go back to double digits if he makes it the next one. The lead is 10. And the timeout has been called.
Paul Henare drawing something up there, going to get something in the half court. Go for the 3 here, I think. That's my expert opinion.
That's what you run?
Yeah, you know, it's crazy.
Any particular way you'd run that?
Yeah, I think from just behind the line. Just want to shoot it from there, whoever.
It will definitely count as 3 if it's behind the
and
line.
fast, really fast.
Just make sure you get off as quickly as possible.
I should get into coaching. There you see the score line. New Zealand playing a little bit better in that fourth quarter. Get it over 20, but you know, 20 points a quarter. I said earlier, if Australia gets up over that 80 points, it's going to be difficult to win, much less get the crossover deficit. And that's borne out to be true. Up there around 90 points, a high-scoring basketball game internationally. That pace, off any kind of missed shot or turnover, Australia is really pushing the ball down the Tall Blacks' throat. And then in the half court, their ability to just throw it in the post just proved too potent.
New Zealand basketball, Shea Ely will inbound it. With 32.4 left in this fourth quarter. Australia on the Dellavedova 3 and the Adam Gibson free throws. Ely's fouled by Andrew Bogut on the baseline.
No, that's he's calling it out on the baseline. He said he stepped out.
And he stepped out before.
Not because of the contact, just because it happened.
Ely, loving the energy.
He's out there fighting.
I'd like to see him play some more in the Tall Black singlet. It's a long time between tests for New Zealand.
It's going to be a while, another year.
The Breakers, though, that season, looking forward to the Australian NBL starting in a couple of months' time.
Right around the corner.
Still getting the love from the crowd, the Tall Blacks.
Oh, might as well. Shout it out with glee.
So Australia will qualify for the 2016 Olympics. And here is Ty Wynyard. Dion Brewster gets a run as well.
Squiddy on the court.
Brewster part of the European and China tour. And then
look at that youth on the court right now.
One of the cuts had to be made.
Even Ev, he's not 30 yet. He's been around forever. Young fella.
And for Australia, Cam Glidden gets a run as well. Brought in for the injured Damien Martin just before game number 1. Ty Wynyard, 17 years old. Ely, step back, mows him all over that. Wynyard, man's rebound for a teenager and puts it up and in.
Well, you're right. You wanted to see some more Ty Wynyard. There it is.
There it is. Ty Wynyard broke off. As time winds down in game number 2 of the Oceania qualifying series, Andre Lamanis and Paul Henare will meet at midcourt, shake hands and pleasantries exchanged between the coaching staffs and the players on court. It is all over at Wellington's TSB Bank Arena. 89-79 is the scoreline. Australia win by 10 after winning game number 1 by 12. We'll have interviews shortly as Casey Frank makes his way onto the court. Wonderful fourth quarter by the Tall Blacks, bringing the energy and the fight back, but that lead just a little bit too much by Australia, who were in control throughout this game. And let's have a look at some of the key stats from this game. And the shooting percentage of Australia, 56% for the game, is truly a wonderful stat. New Zealand couldn't crack 40%. Happy to shoot the long bomb. 11 of 29, and Australia enjoying a massive rebound count, 43-24. And Australia also with the height advantage, 5 blocks to 1. Australia acknowledging the support of some of their crowd as well, and the hospital. Tall Blacks mid-court. Some of the highlights from this game in the fourth quarter. Everard Bartlett started the quarter hot. Brad Newley had all the time in the world on that 3 as he made it. Bartlett was a spark and inspiration off the bench. But the energy off the bench is what was key, as Andrew Bogut with a nice left-hand hook shot. And Isaac Fortu playing that 2-man game as well. Shea Ely, a cameo off the bench, had a shot rejected by Andrew Bogut, and he just gave him the look off as well. But then the confidence swung back into the favour of the Tall Blacks, using that full court pressure to great effect. The ball movement finding the open cutters. And Ruben Tarangi stepped up. 14 points for Tarangi tonight. 4 of 5
from behind the arc, and Matthew Dellavedova with the coldest of daggers for the Australians ended that run. Let's go to Casey, who's got Matthew Dellavedova with him.
Well, great game for you, Matthew. You guys came out with real effort, but there's something special about for you guys coming back playing for your country. What is it about playing for this team that brings all you guys back here?
I mean, there's nothing better than representing your country. It's something I've certainly dreamed of since I was a little kid, and same with all the boys here. So whenever we get an opportunity, it's great to come back. Great group of guys, great coaching staff, and it's a lot of fun.
From game one, you guys made a couple of changes. You adjusted the pressure a little bit, but you really pushed the pressure tonight, really keeping that tempo up. Was that something you really saw advantage to be able to take up?
Yeah, our pace was probably a little bit slow at times in game one, and we got a lot of depth, so we wanted to make sure we could use that, and then also getting a lot more inside touches to Bogues and Nate and Dave.
And certainly another thing you guys try to do is really force that ball inside, which you guys did to great effect. You have so much size. Is obviously something that you guys were looking to, but was there any matchup in particular, or you just like the size advantage all over?
I mean, you're going to back, Nate and Bogues and Dave in to score more times than not. They're, world-class post players, and we need to use that, and they can also pass really well out of the post as well.
Well, cheers. Thanks a lot, Matthew. Congratulations on making it to Rio. And now I'm hearing with Andrew Bogut, you guys had a lot of size advantage. You used that to great effect. We didn't see a lot of that left-handed hook in the NBA Finals, but you really like to use it tonight.
Yeah, it was something we looked to go to even in game one. Game one was a bit of nerves for everybody playing in front of that kind of crowd in Melbourne. We settled down a little bit tonight, got the ball inside, and whenever we needed a key bucket, it'd go inside out and we get a score.
It certainly was a little bit feisty. You guys had a lot of fight down there on the block, but I was just talking to Matthew about it. There's always something special. Got to be for you guys to put on this gold jersey, because you guys come back from all over the world, really put a lot of effort. It take away from your time, and especially a guy like you with the physicality. Can you explain to me what that is that brings you guys back here?
Yeah, it's the same as the Tall Blacks. Both teams have a good group of guys that, I don't know about them. We don't get paid to play for our country. The travel's tough, as you know. It's not the most, first-class travel. You're on trains and buses all over Europe sometimes, but you're with guys that you grew up with playing. So for me to come back with guys like Brad Newley and Damian Martin, who was in the squad, and so on and so forth, you can kind of relate a little bit more than your professional career.
Yeah, certainly. Congratulations on making it to Rio. I'm sure you guys can enjoy a bit of a time off tonight, and once again, nice job.
Andrew Bogut, double-double tonight. A great game from the veteran, the former #1 pick in the NBA, and reigning NBA champion with the Golden State Warriors. Beautiful post move for the dunk, and then just the putback on the free throw. Just a classic big man move, and the swat of Shea Ili's shot, and then just gave him the stink face. And let's go to Casey, who's got Mika Vakona.
Well, Mika Vakona is here with me. A little bit disappointed, obviously. Things didn't go your way. If you had to look at one thing about tonight, was it the class of Australia, or was it New Zealand not being able to perform to that perfection level that you needed to get this win?
I think you just answered it, really, pretty much. We had to play the perfect game. They came out, got off to a great start. Like I was telling you before, it's pretty hard when you're pushing shit uphill. Look, the guys, we came in with a lot of confidence. We back ourselves. And, it's just disappointing to end the way the series.
I've been talking to the guys from Australia about how special it is to come back from around the world and put on this jersey. And as you should know, it was a tough decision for you to come back and captain the team. But there's a special call about it. Can you explain a little bit of what that is?
It's hard to describe, I mean, anytime you get to put on this black singlet and represent your country, it means a hell of a lot. Once you come in and you get into the camps, every doubt that you had prior to that disappears. This is a band of brothers. We've come out here and we've, pretty much just laid it out all out on the line. And, it's a tough thing to do, man.
As one of the older players now in the Tall Blacks, you got a chance to see this young blood coming in. I was really impressed by some of the enthusiasm of these guys. I'm sure it must have pumped you up as well, but is there anything that you look forward to seeing in the future of basketball, seeing these young guys out there?
Man, I mean, I hope everybody that was watching the last couple of games just got, what they saw. I mean, you got the Isaac Fotus, you got Ruben Tarangi, you got Isaac, you got, Tom and Rob. Look, these guys are amazing to play with, and, it's probably exciting watching it. And then you add in Steve Adams in the future and plenty more, New Zealand players like the under-16s that played before us, it's exciting, and you know, I really enjoyed it.
Well, tough luck tonight, Miko. It's a pleasure as always to see you, and good luck chasing Rio next year.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, mate.
Casey Frank with the interviews. Thank you very much, Casey. Wonderful job as per. 89-79, yes, it's not over for the Tall Blacks, just a little bit tougher. Next year, a qualifying tournament for all the nations that just missed out trying to qualify for the Rio Olympics. We've got a presentation coming up after the break, which will be happening right now. Time now to go to the presentation for the Oceania qualifying series and the Al Ramsey Shield.
Before we start, I would like to introduce our medal presenters. The president of FIBA, Horatio Muratore. The president of FIBA Oceania, Burton Shipley. And Basketball New Zealand chairperson, Dr. Karen Potasi. Now for the men's medals winners. Please welcome the president of FIBA, Horatio Muratore, who will now present the men's medals. Congratulations to the silver medalists, New Zealand. Please step forward and receive your medals.
It's time now to pick up the name check of the players.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Rob Lowe.
Absolutely nothing worse than picking up that second place medal.
Where did you store yours, Casey?
I think the last one I got, I chucked into the ocean somewhere.
Isaac 4-2.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest about it. It was a lot of anger.
Is it Harrison of the Pittsburgh Steelers recently made his kids hand back participation trophies?
Yeah, there's no participating in the Harrison household.
No, there's just weights and expectations. Everard Bartlett and Lindsay Tate getting their medals.
just always a bittersweet moment. You work so hard to achieve a goal that you really deep down believe you can get. You work hard at it every day. You got that belief coming in, but in the end, Australia was just all class. Too much talent, too many shots going down, and just worked so well together as a unit.
And the training and coaching staff of the Tall Blacks as the Boomers wait, look on. So we make our way through the New Zealand camp. And it's been an active, long camp for New Zealand, who've travelled some miles, as have the Boomers, but a very successful Stankovic Cup leading into this. And the expectations were high, but they ran into an Australian team who were a level just above the Tall Blacks in terms of experience and quality, as they receive a nice round of applause from the remaining spectators here at TSB Bank Arena.
And now, congratulations to our gold medalist winners, Australia. Would you please step forward and receive your medals?
Australia just sort of sending up players. They're going to go numerically, surely.
Why not?
Chris Goulding gets his. It's great to have him back in the NBL after spending the season over in Europe. Looking forward to seeing what he can do at that level.
Talent coming back to the NBL this season. Players galore.
It was an NBL season that looked like it may only have 6 teams. And suddenly there's money and people are coming back in, which is great to see.
Well, why not? Look at the talent that this part of the world has developed. This is high-quality basketball being played at a high level. Most of these guys, you won't be stripping on those jerseys over there, but a few of them you will. But even when you win, a bit of a bittersweet moment. Australia, you know, they've been together for a bit of time too, but tomorrow everybody goes back to where they were. You know, you heard Bogut talking about it, guys he grew up with, playing with, back again. But these brothers you have, it's a brief moment in time.
Andrew Bogut carrying a bit of an injury tonight.
I'm sure it's not only one.
There's quite a few injuries in that frame. It's great to see Bogut coming back to play for his country after being so established in his NBA career. And you can understand some of the younger guys, such as Steven Adams, looking forward to watching him play in the black singlet, but he's got years to come for that to happen, and he needs to establish himself not only in the NBA, but more importantly with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Most definitely.
You just have to look at Dante Exum's injury. No one around him, made it stop, and bang goes the ACL, and Dante Exum is out for the entire NBA season, and the Utah Jazz will not be happy about that.
Well, when you think of the commitment these guys in the NBA have, 82 games on the road, not counting playoffs or preseason, or 41 on the road. That's a lot of basketball out there. And to come back and play for your country after this, like you guys have, you have to tip your hat off home for sacrificing their bodies and their livelihoods like that.
Special mention as well, Luke Longley, the assistant coach, 3-time NBA champion with the Chicago Bulls.
Big fella.
Australia.
An absolute legend of the Australian game.
Look at the tall timber out there.
And now we would like to call forward.
Look forward to seeing the Australians play in the Olympics. They are going to be a handful.
Matthew Dellavedova and Paddy Mills.
Can they break through the European stranglehold? And of course, the US men's national team is just a superb collection of amazing stars.
Well, it's a different style of basketball when you get to that high level in FIBA. You know, they play at a different pace. You don't have any of these easy buckets, and they have you so well scouted. They probably know your plays better than you do know yourself. So it's a tall ask for anybody to succeed at that kind of level.
And the Al Ramsey Shield is once again Australia's, always contested between these two countries. As the Tall Blacks look on.
Nothing worse than looking onto that kind of inflation. And these guys, they're pumped up. The celebration's about to begin on Tuesday night in Wellington.
What happens on a Tuesday night in Wellington these days, Case?
That's a good question. I bet Australia's about to find out.
And so that'll do it for game number 2 of this Oceania qualifying series. Australia, once again, leading the New Zealanders, for most of this game, if not all of the game, they win by 10. They win the series by 22 points. Australia are going to Rio. New Zealand have another chance to qualify next year. Looking forward to that. Thank you very much for watching tonight. We do appreciate it. That is us from TSB Bank Arena in Wellington.